Welcome back to the Way We Farm. I'm your host, Tom Corcoran. This week, we're talking about cover crops. Troy's been out with our HD 400 and our 30-foot 1990 John Deere air seeder, 7.5-inch spacings. The field we're standing in is wheat stubble. He just did 210 acres for us. We put down 10 pounds of buckwheat, 10 pounds of crimson clover radish mix, so 20 pounds an acre. Some of the ground we spread a couple bushel of oats on as well. Some of it we're going to come back in a month and put on a couple bushel of wheat on top to have something green growing in the spring. This mix will die over winter. The buckwheat will die, the crimson clover should die, and the radishes will die. It is super dry. The ground is hard. We planted this stuff 2 weeks ago almost, and it is struggling to come up and do much. But as soon as we get some rain, it'll take off. So right here's a radish. That little purple one's a buckwheat, and then these little guys are the clover, but they are just struggling. I don't know if we should have color packed this to get a little better seed to soil contact, but it's coming. They're there. They just need a good shower. So if we get a shower, they'll do good. Pumpkin update. The pumpkins look good. They're planted on into the cover crop. Later in this video, maybe I'll show you a little bit of what the pumpkins look like planted in the cover crop wheat. That corn was planted in the cover crop wheat. We put the same mix on last year. That is probably our nicest looking piece of corn planted behind this mix. So Troy's busy. He's out doing some cover cropping today for a guy. So sorry about it. I'm not good at the camera. So he's out putting down cover crop clover for a fella today. He drilled a couple 250 acres of alfalfa for some guys. He put down some buckwheat for a neighbor for a crop or a cover crop if it doesn't make it. So loving the new air seeder. So follow along. People ask me, what's the ROI on cover crops? I don't know. I just know that every year we use them. Every year our crops seem to get a little better. Our land gets a little more resilient to drought, a little more resilient to heavy rains. So we like them. So like, subscribe, and if you got any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section on this video. As always, great day to feed the world. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the video. So we're making up a custom cover crop blend. Try saying that fast 5 times. So we have buckwheat, radish, and the buckwheat's the black stuff. The bigger ones are radish, and the little stuff's crimson clover. So what we're doing is we've got a pallet of clover radish mix there, buckwheat here. Troy dumps in a bag of buckwheat. I dump in a bag of the radish and clover mix. And then we're just dumping in that pro box and we put it in the air seeder. It's gonna be a perfect blend. So on our wheat stubble this year, we're putting on a couple bushel of nice oats we bought from my brother. Sorry, that was a little close. And so I spread them on with the fertilizer spreader. We did a similar mix last year across the road. This is very gravelly ground, but those 30-inch beans no-tilled into oat, crimson clover, radish. Last year we used Austrian winter peas. This year we switched to buckwheat. So here comes Troy with the air seeder putting the mix down. I'll show you how stony this ground is in a minute. Oh, looking good, Troy. We love our new air seeder. It does a great job. You can hear the stones. If you listen, you can hear the stones. He's bouncing over the stones. Can't go very fast. Good job. I tell people this ground is gravelly, and they say, what do you mean? There's a stone, there's a stone, there's a stone, there's little stones, stone. But if you get this seed in, he's probably putting it in only about a 1/2 inch deep, but there's radish, there's some clover seed. That's a radish seed. So get this buckwheat, clover, radish, and oats growing, and we sprayed this with burn down, but unfortunately, I don't know how to adjust the combine. We still got some wheat growing up behind it. But yeah, we'll get this in. Hopefully we'll catch a shower and grow some great radishes, clover, buckwheat, and oats, and hopefully grow soybeans that look like that next year. Man, they look nice. So this side of the field is pinto beans. That side is 2 varieties of black beans. That's why there's a color contrast. And that thin spot is where I ran out of seed the last pass of pinto beans. But oh my gosh, they're so thick I can't walk through them. That is a good problem to have. Hopefully they're gonna be phenomenal. So we even planted, Troy and Mandy planted their pumpkins in the cover crop. So we strip tilled, there's the strips, the wheat was here, the radish clover mix, and planted the pumpkins, and man, have they done well. So it's been super dry, the cover crop has held the moisture, and the pumpkins have just, I think they've flourished. So we got a few sunflowers along the edge, kind of hard to see. They're starting to just come to bloom. So we're gonna walk into the corn and see what the cover crop in there looks like. So in the cornfield, the wheat that was here, we had to go through it twice with the Zone Builder this spring. The soil microorganisms and the worms have just completely eaten this and turned it into a mighty fine corn crop. We've been super dry, but those ears are pretty nice. It's maybe not gonna be the best corn crop we ever grew, but not bad. I love cover crops.